She's a fashion blogger, model, and entrepreneur.
She's amazing.
The latest tips on fashion, beauty, wellness, travel, and her lifestyle. And now, here's the founder and creator of Not Basic Blonde, Olasha.
Hi, Sydney. How are you? Welcome to Not Basic Blonde podcast.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, thank you. Would you please tell our listeners about yourself?
Sure. So I'm an on-air fashion lifestyle expert. I'm regularly on Hoda and Jenna on the Today Show, E-Daily Pop Inside Edition, and NBC New York Live, among other shows. And I'm always trying to share to viewers how they can dress on a bit under $100 without breaking. Also trying to really illustrate the confidence side of fashion and how it's not just about what you wear and the designers and the brands, but it's about the confidence that you're using as you're upon. And I also am releasing my first book, Aim High, and it comes out on September 15th. And I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Would you please tell us more about your career, like your past TV career and fashion career?
Yes, so I started out as an editor at the Daily Front Row, which is the long-running publication of New York Fashion Week. And I freelanced for them in college, George Washington University School of Media and Public Affairs. And then I started full-time as an editor right upon graduation. I was a journalism major, so I always loved to write, but I really knew that I wanted to be on television. And so I was, in this job for 8 years total at this magazine. And I realized, it's great talking about it to the industry because how could we translate fashion and make it accessible to everyone around the world? And that's where the idea of being on air came from. And I started out on Amazon Style Code Live, their digital show. It's kind of like a home shopping network, QVC meets E-News. It was a great show hosted by Frankie Grande. From there, started working on NBC New York Live, doing fashion segments, and sort of just all progressed, constantly hustling, going on the Today Show, and E! For the first time just a year ago now, which is crazy because it feels like it's been longer than, and it's been such a fun ride and always just trying to be on the cusp of what's new and next.
That's amazing. You've done a lot. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
You also have the Lunchtime with Sydney. That's the fun show you have. Would you please tell us more about it?
Yeah, no. So I started Lunchtime with Sydney at the start of quarantine because I'm a very social person. I go out every night for work and I was hosting events for brands and my life was kind of like insane right before the pandemic started. And I started a little lonely. I was like, this is really weird not having my friends and my colleagues. And I said, well, if I'm feeling this way, I'm sure many others are. And, I could tell that like it was going to be really lives at night. But I was like, what about during lunch? That's a very social time for a lot of people, whether you are a student, you're a mom, you work at a company. Everyone takes 30 points to really. So Sydney was born and I've been doing it now since like March 10th. Had almost 100 guests. And we've had just tons of celebrities and designers, chefs, every kind of category of person on, and it's just been such a fun ride to be able to people.
That's so much fun because I'm very sociable as well, and in quarantine it's so hard. Like I miss people, just being around people. Of course my podcast helps a lot, but just actually being around people, I miss it a lot.
Yeah, it's a huge challenge. I feel like everyone's trying to navigate how to fulfill like that loss, if you will. And it's difficult. Like I think virtual only goes some sort of way. But I think for me, it's like I'm actually reaching people who I normally don't see every day. And it's almost like making my network bigger. And I think that's what's been sort of therapeutic for me.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And how did you become famous? What is your success story?
Well, thank you for calling me that. I think really being like on the Today Show and E! Was the thing that like really started getting recognized me. I mean, I think it's still weird, like for my family. I mean, even I'm in the Hamptons, which is a small community outside of New York City. I've been here since March, and like, it's weird. We walk a day now where, a young girl or even moms, they something and they know. So, it's like interesting when someone asks me that, but I think it really just is the exposure and just being on so many different platforms and just really kind of being out there. I feel like it's not one direct thing, but of course, having a show that has millions of viewers watching doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's so true. And the most exciting part, your book. And would you tell us more about it? What inspired you to write it?
Yeah. So I'm majoring in college. I always knew I wanted to write. I've written more than hundreds of articles for magazines and websites, but a book is something I think everyone, well, not everyone, but I think most people who write for a living have some sort of aspirations to achieve. And, I am 26. I wanted to make sure that like me writing a book off is like me saying, I've done it all. Like, that's not the point. The point is I didn't feel that there was a fashion book that's been written in a really long time that helped build it while also helping to develop your own personal style. So that's where sort of the idea of Aim High came about. And, writing a book is totally different than writing articles. Articles are short. You're done with nearly 2 years in total of the entire process. And I'm so open with my Instagram followers. It was the one thing that I really kept as a secret for so long. And now I'm excited that I can share and that people are pre-ordering. And we went on the first day, and my category, that wasn't even something that I expected to happen. Like, that is even a possibility. I was just like, great, we're going to share this. Whatever happens, happens. And then it, did so much better than I would have even. So, it's been such a fun project to work on, and I just can't wait for people to see what's inside and take away lessons and just have a visual handbook and a place where someone doesn't feel alone in their own insecurities and fashion questions.
Yeah, I'm glad you came up with this idea because there are definitely not many books in this industry.
No.
Yeah. And what Aim High means to you?
It's a question that I'm always asking my followers because I'm so curious. Yeah, I'm so curious to hear other people's interpretations about like just striving to do your best and putting your best self out, being kind, being authentic, taking risks. Just aiming can possibly be within how you dress, but also so much more outside of that. And it's interesting because, Aim High to me, like, it's something that we need always. But I think even especially more now, so with the pandemic and just everything going on in the world, like this whole idea of aiming high is even so much more meaningful right now. There's so much negativity and we need positivity. And I know it's so easy for people to be upset and, unmotivated. Like, this is supposed to kind of wake everyone up and be like, okay, we're in a tough time, but let's try and make our mark. And that's really what Aim High means to me.
Yeah, that's so true. It's very important to stay positive right now because mental health gets at risk in all of this craziness.
Yeah. It's a real thing. Mental health is such a thing. And I never thought that was something I had to work on. And then quarantine happened. I'm like, wait a minute, like, I'm not exempt from this. Like, everyone has to do things to take care of themselves.
Yeah, me too. Totally understand you. And what are your favorite and least favorite aspects to work in fashion industry?
My least favorite is that it can get very aren't always nice. And the cutthroatness, but I do mind the kindness. And I think that's something that a lot of women in this business, like, it doesn't have to be so nasty at times. Like, it can be supportive, it can be kind. And I think it gets very clicked. That's something, as someone who was an editor, people were pitching themselves all the time. Like, I could read authenticity very, quickly and easily. So I think that, and the best part is that it's just such a creative industry. There's always room for new ideas. I think, it is one of those industries where you can actually make your dreams happen. Like, of course, it takes so much work, but whether you're a designer, a stylist, a model, or a broadcaster, like there is, you know, real ability to like make you have a voice and to make your voice heard. And I like that. Like, it's not just about coming up with the ideas, but executing them. And I think that fashion is a, you know, an industry that can really be made happen.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because in fashion industry, everyone can find a niche for themselves. And it's always, I mean, you will always have your fans anyway, because it's just your personal style, your own power, and people love it, like you for you. And of course, everyone has a chance for it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and going back to fashion, how do you live a fulfilled life, life you love, even when your weight fluctuates? Because, you know, sometimes we buy clothes and then they don't fit, and then you lose weight, and then it's again.
Yeah, it's so hard. And that's something that I really go into. And like, even over quarantine, because my Instagram following just like dramatically increased over the last few months because of everything I've been doing, like there's so much more criticism that I personally get. They don't know me. They're accidentally sending me messages instead of to whoever they're sharing my stories with. One day I'm thin, another day she's fat, another day she's chubby. Like, I've literally heard every comment about my body to begin with. And the worst part is that I feel my best right now. But I think women in general, our weights do always fluctuate. I think that's just part of being a woman. One week you can feel your best, another week you might not. And I think it's really just about, you know, it's okay to have that fluctuation, and that fashion is really a way to express yourself no matter what state your body is in. And it's about feeling good in your clothes. And I think clothes do make a lot of women feel because you can cover what you want, you know, certain. And I just think it's about finding what works best for you and what makes you feel the most moments that you feel like you're so out of control.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. And I don't like some of the fashion trends, which I think are not look the best on me. So it's not like, you know, I always go, like you said, what works for me, not just whatever is like the trendiest trend right now.
Yeah, exactly. Not every trend looks great on everybody, or it's not of interest. And that's okay. Like, it's not supposed to be like this cool club where you wear one trend, you're excited when you're not. Like, it's not what it should be. Like, it should just.
Yeah, totally agree with you. And,
yeah.
You know, for us as women, it's the most common remedy. Like, what is the remedy for I have nothing to wear syndrome?
It's the remedy that every one of us has faced at some point of our lives. And things like, obviously you can go into a store, right, and buy something if that's what your budget allows you to do. But I'm constantly like shopping in my own closet and finding new ways of pairing things together. And I think if you really have like a good line of basics, like your go-to jean, your bodysuit, your blazer, I think those are pieces that can be with your new trendier pieces that you buy. But, you know, I'm always just trying to sort of like, that I kind of try to like, I always have a new outfit, but I don't, I'm just things. So it really is about mixing and matching and just really sort of using what you have at home base, and then using your add-ons, but not relying solely on just having to run and go get this.
You know, for me, sometimes when I get something new, I take a picture in it, I wear it one time, and then I feel like, okay, it's already old because I wore it one time. I'm not gonna wear it again because everybody already seen it. What am I doing with it now?
I used to be like that, and I used to feel like, oh, like it's, you know, someone's gonna see me again. But my friend told me something once, because very expensive couture gown. I think her sister, something. Someone was getting married. She re-wore the dress for New Year's, like sort of like embarrassed, like if your picture's taken again. She goes, I want remembered in this dress because this is the dress that looks best to me. And ever since she said that, I feel like it's kind of changed my perspective. And like, if something me, then I'm okay wearing it again. Like, change something else up. Like, if it's not the outfit, change the earring or the bag. But like, if something really fits you and look, the chances are you're the only one who's gonna have worn it.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right. And what are your favorite fashion staples everyone must have?
You know, they've definitely changed because of quarantine, but like right now, I personally love biker shorts. I know that's not for everybody, but I think the alternative to wearing sweatpants and they look cool with like a crop top or an oversized sweatshirt showing your stomach. Like there's so many ways of wearing them. I think a body layering, a little blazer. You can wear the blazer, you know, on Zoom meetings now, or if you are, you know, going out and you just want to layer a great pair of jeans, a nude and black pointed toe pump, gold tees like every day, a little, you know, dress. I love jacket. I feel like that's sort of overrated. Like people don't ever really talk about denim jackets, but I think you want like a sportier moment. And you know, a basic white t-shirt. And you know, for me, I love a good pair of leather leggings. It's like that, and go out on a date, like during, you know, the fall, winter, and spring. Like that's my go-to bottom, and they just look great.
Yeah, you know, I don't wear any jeans in summer at all because I
Yeah.
think it's way too hot. I mean,
Too
some people do, but I never do. And I don't even own any pair of sweatpants.
Good for you.
I just think like when I wear sweatpants, it's just like I'm done. I can't even look at myself. I always have maybe shorts or some kind of like casual, you know, outfit, but no sweatpants for me.
Yeah, if you don't feel your best in it, don't wear them.
I definitely don't. And what are your favorite fashion trends of summer 2020?
I feel like we're in a trendless year going forward. I feel like it's going to be less about trends and more about like kind of what's available and what brands are making. But I think tie-dye is going to stick around. I've seen the fall collections. Like it's definitely here to stay for summer and fall. You know, I think we've seen crochet this summer. I think we've seen a lot of like embellished t-shirts and stuff like that. You know, definitely like lots of bright colors and pastels. I've definitely seen a lot. But you know, I do that again, like it's not as trend driven of a summer because clothes haven't been able to be produced like on schedule as in a non-pandemic time.
Yeah, it's like right now we all just dress up to go to the store or somewhere. Just, you know, can't really dress up to go to the party.
I know, it's so true.
Some people still do. Some people still have parties, but it's their own risk.
Yeah, definitely.
I love the fashion trends as far as summer. I love the puffy sleeves and I love the green color. Like everything green is so many different styles right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think we all need things that are bright and fun to look at and bring us some sort of positivity.
Yeah, definitely. And how do you think fashion will evolve with pandemic?
I think everyone's sort of out. It's really hard to predict, but I don't see like a fashion week. You know, I think it'll be more see now, buy now. It'll be more of that, like buying instantaneously once the designers reveal the collections versus like 6 months in advance. It's going to be a lot more focus on, obviously, for the meantime. And I think like every other industry, we're gonna unfortunately say goodbye to some names who've done very well pre-pandemic, finding ways to pivot now. But that'll also mean that we'll have the birth of new talents. And I think that's just sort of how the world works. Like things in the world happen. It's kind of like the economy, like some industries awfully right now, but others are doing very, very well. Like it just changes of what industries and what people are.
Yeah, and I definitely know that in fashion industry, 2019 fashion was the most extraordinary, bright, and like, you know, lots of rhinestones, lots of gold and silver. In 2020s kind of was less of it, maybe a little bit, but 2021 now, who knows, because there won't probably any fashion week this year.
Yeah, we definitely don't know. I think everyone's playing a guessing game, and I think the designers and brands and everyone else is too.
Probably gonna be virtual fashion week.
That's for sure. That's a given.
I think something in Paris they were doing that because I've seen some of the people were invited to it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it's the only way right now, right?
Yeah. And what do you think? Hold on a second. What are some of your current fashion obsessions?
I love sneakers. I used to love. I think they're super comfy. I wear like not, like basic sneakers. I mean, like I still have McCartney's, and like everyone was staring at me on the street thinking I look porn probably, but I love them. Tops. I also I'm loving straw bags right now. I think the one place I go somewhat to is the beach, so it's like a place to wear the bags. I love bathing suits that are one pieces because they can double up as body suits. So it's a way to get sort of like a double wear out of your investment. And I love these. I splurged on rubber yellow handles, and they kind of have like a platform, and they're super cool. They're like a little nostalgic end of the 90s, but like obviously with a 2020 twist.
Yeah, that's amazing. And how would you dress for a Bumble profile or a Zoom date?
Yeah. For dating profiles, like in general, it's just really about being authentic with like who you are. So don't edit your photos so much. I wouldn't post pictures of you with other guys or even tons of friends. Like just give a really accurate representation of who you are. I think it's okay to show a little bit of skin. Like I am guilty of posting a bikini picture, but like it's not provocative. Like it's just sort of tasteful. I think everyone should show a portrait shot where it's waist up, then one full body. I think, just really showing your real style. Like I wear a lot of color. If a guy doesn't like how much color I wear, then it's not for me. So I think it's just about really staying true to who you are. And I think a tight little, I think every guy likes seeing opinions, just sort of, if that's your thing, like just sort of really showing like different snapshots of who you are and different wardrobe. And that's something I always do. Dates, again, it's focusing more on the top portion of your body. So some sort of sexy top with cleavage if you want to be a little sexier, and a statement earring I think is great. I always try to be a little more simple on my first dates. Like I'm not pay so much attention outfit. I want him to listen and pay attention to me, and you don't want your outfit to be distracting. You just want it to be
Oh wow, that's great advice. That's so true. Don't overdress for the first date because you giving it all away.
Yeah, I think like there's time for that. Like let work for you having to put that really gorgeous dress on or whatever,
Yeah. And where can our listeners find you? Your social handles, where they can purchase your book and all the info?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Sydney Sadick. And then my book is available you can pre-order it now. It comes out September 15th. It's available on IndieBound. And you can have information about that on sydneysadick.com.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Sydney. That was fun.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.